Hello, my fiery friends. Welcome to another awesome and fiery fun stream. I'm your host, the Infernoman here, and hopefully you're having a wonderful day wherever you are at. So, we are getting close to the beginning of Avatar coming to Arena. However, we still got a couple more days to go before we can finally jump completely all into the set. So, as always, whenever we get to a new set, we like to give a final farewell to the previous set that was coming out. Unfortunately, that does mean we're going to be doing Omenpaths just one more time, but at least today, we're going to have fun with a casual deck. But what deck are we talking about? Well, I'm glad you asked. So, without further ado, let's just jump into it right now and exactly explain to you what we're going to be working with here today. So, join me today in the Brawl format for a casual deck that is built around, well, what Omenpaths was supposed to be, which was all spiders. So, this is going to be, all spiders for the Brawl format. So, for those of you who are new to this, this is basically how it's going to work. I'll go over, of course, every single card in the deck, like we always do, go over the stats of the deck, we'll play as many matches as we can in this budget variant for the first half of the stream. For the second half of the stream, we'll be doing then the non-budget version if you do like what the deck is doing, and then we'll wrap it up, of course, with our explanation of, how the deck did. The good, the bad, and the ugly. But until then, thank you again once more time, everybody. I know it's been honestly a bit of a slog to have to get through Omenpaths. I'm just going to say it right now, I have not been fond of this, so hopefully at least today, at least the quintessential 5-color all spider support that this card can provide for us will at least provide us at least with some entertainment. So we'll at least go out with that, just giving it a proper farewell as a little bit of respect for it. So let's go over the stats of the deck, because longtime viewers of the channel know how we do it. We have to talk about the stats of the deck before we dive right in. So our spiders deck today, as I mentioned again, all 5 colors, and we'll be rocking an average mana curve about 2.6. Because we're going to be all in on creatures, we're rocking 35 creatures in the deck. We'll have 11 instants, 6 sorceries, 6 artifacts, 7 enchantments, and 39 lands. This time around, we're actually going to minimize the need for modal lands. So the flip ones, we're going to try to shy away from that for a specific reason. Because this is a 5-color deck, and the way it's designed on a budget, we honestly don't want to run into awkward situations where we can't afford to cast certain things. So that's something that's a little bit different from our mana base versus previous 5-color decks we've done. But otherwise, here's going to be rocking today. So, Scions of the Earth Spider. I forget which Spider-Man card this is, but we're going with, again, with the Omenpaths variant. So, Scion of the Earth Spider here. 5-color Spider. Spider Human Hero. 5/5. And it has Flying, First Strike, Trample, Lifelink, and Haste. Ooh, that's a lot of keywords on it. And it says, at the beginning of combat on your turn, other spiders you control gain, well, basically what it has. So Flying, First Strike, Trample, Lifelink, and Haste until end of turn. So obviously, once we get out the Scion, if we have a bunch of spiders out, we pretty much going to be game over for our opponent. Hopefully, we have a big enough board state to just slam our opponent with our spiders. So because of how this works, I mean, the deck is pretty straightforward. It's going to be just dumping out as many spiders as we can, utilizing the Earth Spider as our backbone piece and our finisher. So starting in the 1-drop slot, we have Requisition Raid. Either use it for artifact and enchantment here, put +1/+1 counters on each creature we control. Restoration Magic here can protect any one of our individual permanents, or we can pump it up later on if we want to gain some life, or just protect the whole team. Swords of Plowshare here is going to be, of course, spot removal for us. Ponder, of course, if we're just digging through cards, we can then fix out exactly what we want to draw into. Changeling Outcast here, not an actual spider, but an honorary spider. Kind of like I always use the changelings as kind of like my in-between if we need to fill in the gaps for any kind of creature deck. And in this case here, it can't count as a spider that can't block or cannot be blocked. So it kind of helps us out. We have Rinza, the Spider Crown. We talked about this card in its own individual deck tech with a couple of other ones here, but anytime it attacks, put some counters on Rinza. If it deals 4 more damage, we can then start using it for some pseudo card advantage. Skittering Kitten here, simple little Spider Cat hero. Haste, you can discard a card and sacrifice it to draw another card. Sticky Fingers is going to help us, of course, round out our ramp package here, because we'll be using treasures to kind of be as a go in between, if you will, to make sure we can just keep building up to cast the right spells. Crop Rotation will be nice here. We can sacrifice the lands we don't need to then pull out the lands we do need. Fate Weaver here, another spider with Reach and Death Touch. You can sacrifice this later on to then dig out a Spider Hero card, so whichever bigger spider we want. Mirkwood Spider here also has Death Touch. Anytime this creature attacks, target legendary creature we control gains Death Touch until end of turn. Because of how this deck is designed with a lot of legendaries, Mirkwood Spider actually is pretty valuable for our deck. Lava Splitter Boots here gives one of our creatures a +1/+0 pump with haste and protection with Ward 1. You only have to equip it for 1 mana. Into the 2-drop slot, a Demi of the Silk Shoots here. Flash, and of course it has an ability where it allows it to have flying until end of turn, or you can sacrifice it to give all of our creatures protection until end of turn. Deduce here, just one of our just filler cards that'll just help us draw cards. You can use it to, of course, draw one and investigate to make a clue, which then later on you can crack to then draw another card. Mana Leak for, again, for protection purposes, for counterspelling, along with Negate. Wild Rose Rebellion / Counterspell. For spot more removal, we'll have more in it with Heartless Act. Mrs. Green 2003. Hi, hello there. How you doing, my fire friend? Thanks again for joining us today. Hopefully you're having a wonderful day wherever you're at. So wait, where was I at again? Hold on. I'm trying to gather my thoughts here. Okay, wait, hold on. Sorry. Oh, okay, sorry. Anyway, moving on here. Kraza, the Swarm is 1 with Have Spider Human Hero, Riot. This also was great with Rinza earlier when we did a nice little deck tech around that. So if you want to check that out, that's going to be up on the YouTube channel. But for now, this will be still great in our deck here because we are all in on spiders. Our spiders will get Riot, and also spells and abilities can't be countered and damage can't be prevented. So in an awkward way, this kind of turns off our counter spells. But again, it really kind of depends on how our board state looks. We'll need some ramp for a 5-color deck because, again, we're all over the place here, so we just want to make it work. So Newfound Adventures / Farseek allows us to ramp out either a Plains, Island, Swamp, or Mountain card, but we are a 5-color deck, so we have plenty of ways of pulling out the right lands where we need. We're also going to use for more ramping here into the north. Allows us to dig out a Snowland. You'll notice that, again, all of our basics and duels are going to be Snowlands to help us just pull out what we need. We'll also use Rampant Growth here for also pulling out more basics. We have Masked Vandal here as one of our changelings that can be used as an honorary spider. We exile a creature card from our graveyard, and then we can exile an artifact or enchantment an opponent controls. And let's see what else we had here. Terran Tusk. So this is going to be just general pump for our whole deck. It creates a food token for us, but realistically just pumps up all of our spiders. You can ignore all the other creature types on here, but you get the idea. As long as it pumps up our spiders of what we have it for. The Cluster Clutter here, Spider Hero, you can use it with its web ability to make a spider token, but if not, it just helps us, again, just fill out our whole package. Twitching Doll here, I'm sorry, the art on this thing is so creepy, but it is a spider, so we are going to use it. So the spider toy, use it as a mana dork, or sacrifice it later on to put 2 green spider creature tokens with reach for each counter on this creature itself. MacD and Ilta here, Sky Snares, and forces our opponent to make sure their stuff enters tapped, which is good for us to slow them down. We have Wonder Weaver Aerialist here as War 2 protection, which is nice for it, and of course it has flying as long as it's modified. We'll also have Fracture here, destroying an artifact, enchantment, or planeswalker. Kinvi Orb Weaver here with Menace. When it enters, we can discard a card. If we do, put a +1/+1 counter on the creature. You can also cast it for 1 mana if you trigger Mayhem on it. Leyline Weaver here, another one of our little mana dorks here, the Spider Avatar. Anytime we cast a spell with a mana value of 4 or greater, we can untap the creature to help us keep going. We are a 5-color deck, so Arcane Signet is an absolute must for this deck. 3-Tree Mascot here. Again, it's not an actual spider, but an honorary spider. So the Changeling ability allows it to be counted as one, but realistically, you want it because, for 1, you can then use it to fix whatever 1 point of mana you want to modify to help cast things. In the 3-drop slot, we have Wear / Tear, so you can use it again, more Artifact and Enchantment Hate, or you can fuse them together to then hit both at once. Darrell, whose web protects here, another basic spider for us, but it has end web for 1, so ideally you should be able to bring this in for 1 mana as a 3/3. Stroke of Midnight's another good spot removal card for us, destroying any non-land permanent, leaves behind 1 human creature token, but that's a small price to pay to make sure we can just blow up what we need. If we need something exiled instead, we have Seal from Existence. We'll also utilize here Arger, Tidal Spinner. So this Spider Avatar hero, when it enters, bounce back a non-land permanent to an opponent's hand. Venomous Changeling here. I know it actually looks like a scorpion, but fun fact for those that don't know, scorpions are technically arachnids, just like spiders. So you can kind of count that as well, but realistically, it has Changeling, it has Death Touch, that's why we have it in the deck. Wardens of Silverweb Summit here, a simple little 3-mana spider. Anytime we have this tapped, we can discard a card and help us draw a card to loot. Since we are a 5-color deck and we're on a budget, we want to try to take advantage of Spelunking here. This is actually one of my favorite cards that came out last year. So it enters, you draw a card, put a land card onto the battlefield, but realistically you want it because lands we control will enter untapped. This is an amazing card for any budget deck out there that has green. So if you're playing a lot of multicolor decks, get copies of this. This is an absolute must for any of those decks. Skivix, the Augmenter here, Symbiote Spider hero. Whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, look at that many cards from the top of our library, put 1 of them into our hand, and the rest into your graveyard. For 3 mana, you can exile the card from your graveyard and put a +1/+1 counter on a creature we control, and it gains all these other abilities that it has as well. Nyx Weaver here, not from the Spider-Man / Omenpaths set, but it still is a spider, so we're going to use it. When at the beginning of our upkeep, you just mill 2 cards, and then later on for 3 mana, you exile the creature to bring back a card from our graveyard to our hand. Obelisk Spider here, a classic spider from the game from, what was it, Omenpaths? So this Golgari spider is a 1/4 and it has reach. Whenever this creature deals combat damage, put -1/-1 counters on a creature. Anytime we put -1/-1 counters on a creature, each opponent will lose 1 life and we can gain 1 life. Boris the Spider Rider here, Spider Human Hero, you can enweb it for 2. It has Trample and it's a 4/3, so actually pretty good stats. If Boris was cast using enweb, then he enters with +1/+1 counters where X is the mana value of the returned creature. Gloria the Great Armorer here, when this creature attacks, put +1/+1 counters on an attacking creature. Anytime a modified creature we control deals combat damage, exile the top card of our library, and then we can play the card. We'll also use another mana dork here, which is going to be Patchwork Banner here. We'll, of course, name our creature type is going to be spiders. Gives them all a bit of a +1/+1 pump, but again, tap it for a mana rock of 1 mana of any color. In the 4-drop slot, we'll have Sarn the Silken Throne. So 4 mana Spider Human Hero with Enweb of 3. At the beginning of your end step, if 2 or more creatures enter the battlefield this turn, we draw a card and gain some life. Graveshifter here, again, honorary spider because it has Changeling. When the creature enters, we could bring a creature card back from the graveyard to our hand to reuse. We will put 1 Wrath into the deck, which is Crippling Fear, and is probably the best one for a creature deck like ours. Choose a creature type, which of course is going to be spiders, and that means any creature that isn't a spider will get -3/-3 until end of turn. Corval the Noble Thief, again, this is just going to help us out with just building up some treasures we can use. We can steal a couple of cards from our opponent's library, and we can play those cards, so it's a gnarly little spell for us. Brood War Weaver here, reach 2-spore spider. If it dies, just leaves it behind your spider token, so it's mostly just filler for us. Arasta of the Endless Webs. This is actually a pretty good spider for us. So 4 mana, legendary enchantment creature spider with reach. It's a 3/5. Anytime an opponent casts an instant or sorcery, we get to create a spider token so it can help fill out our game plan. Serenia Bargain Spinner here, 4 mana, 3/2 Spider Human Hero. During our turn, it has flying. Anytime this card enters, we can then dig out an aura or an equipment card, reveal it, and put it into our hand, then shuffle. We honestly don't have that many equipment in the deck. Actually, I think we only have 1 equipment, which is just the Lava Spur boots. So it kind of just helps us just dig out the boots. Not much else to it, but just that helps us out. Binding of the Old Gods, another awesome card that I love here. So Golgari destroys a non-land permanent on the first part, second part digs out a forest for us, and the third part gives all of our spiders death touch until end of turn. Skyfisher Spider here, 4 mana. When this creature enters, sacrifice a creature, and then we can destroy a non-land permanent. If this creature dies, we gain 1 life for each creature card in our graveyard. If we do, we can exile the card from our graveyard. Drider here in the 5-drop slot, Elf Spider here with reach. Anytime this creature deals combat damage, we get to create a 2/1 Black Spider creature token with menace and reach. Crobble here, Envoy of the Bog, 5 mana Spider Human Hero with menace. It's a 4/4. When a creature you control attacks alone, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Then we can surveil X, where X is the number of counters on it, so it helps us filter the deck. Kuno Nonsu, the Watchful. Did I say that right? I think I might have messed that up. You get the idea, everybody. It's a spider hero. It's an artifact creature, 4/4 with vigilance. When it enters, put a +1/+1 counter on a creature. Whenever a modified creature we control deals combat damage, draw a card. And then finally, from the Lord of the Rings set, Shelob, Child of Ugoliant. So this was actually we actually made this as a highlight for another spider deck a long time ago. If you haven't checked that out, check out that video. I did it, what is it now? 2 years ago? But yeah, it's still relevant, but it still helps us out in the spider deck. 6 mana, 8/8 Spider Demon. It has Death Touch and Ward 2, and it gives all of our spiders Death Touch and Ward 2 as well. Anytime another creature deals damage this turn by a spider we control dies, we get to create a token that's a copy of that creature, but it's a food token, and we can just use it as such. Okay, and of course, we got to make sure we can cast everything on time, so we're going to be utilizing pretty much a very gimmicky type of mana base here. So hear me out here for a second. We're going to be using all the snowlands that are tapped duels. So this is actually good for us. And also we're going to be using a lot of tapped duels in the main part of the deck. So Glacial Floodplains, Idyllic Beachfront, Snowfield Sinkhole, Sunlit Marsh, Contaminated Aquafire, Ice Tunnel, Molten Tributary, Volatile Fjord, Geothermal Bog, Sulphurous Mire, Haunted Mire, Woodland Chasm, Highland Forest, Wooded Ridgeline, Alpine Meadow, Sacred Peaks, Arctic Treeline, Radiant Grove, Rimewood Falls, and Tangled Islet. Whew, okay. Give me a second to hear breathing, everybody. Okay, so real talk here for a second. That was actually all of them there. And then we'll utilize Arid Archway here to help us out with ramping. We'll use, of course, 2 plains, an island, 2 swamps, 1 mountain, 3 forests, command tower here. We'll use, of course, a couple of utility lands with Crumbling Vestige, Demolition Fuel for non-land non-basic land hate. Escape Tunnels, one of our fetches, along with Evolving Wilds. We'll throw in Pit of Offerings for some pseudo-graveyard hate. Secluded Courtyard here to, of course, name creatures, spider creatures, so that would help us with casting things, along with Unclaimed Territory. And to round it out, a Volatile Fault as an additional copy. Think of it like a number 2 for Demolition Field. And that is the whole spider deck for you, everybody. Whew, okay. As always, appreciate you guys hearing me out for the whole thing there, but thank you for that. So, without further ado, let's go ahead, let's jump into it now. Let's play with our spiders here in the Brawl format, and let's see how well they can do. Okay, so let's do this, go everybody. Feeling good here. Feeling good. Let's see if our spiders can get some wins today here in Brawl. But honestly, like, once we get past this, I am so ready for Avatar. There's just so many things we can do with that. Neni Rohani L1V. I'm sorry if I butchered that. Hello, my fire friend. Thanks again for joining us today. Hopefully you're having a wonderful day wherever you're at. Okay, here we go, everybody. We got this going. Let's lock in. It's time to yeah, all right, okay. Whew. All right, so we're playing against Terragast Erupting Nullkite. So it's a artifact dragon deck, maybe? I guess we'll find out soon. Let's see, we'll play our Highland Forest. So this means that we can then at least get Rinza going. We have Skittering Kitten as well, so that's kind of nice. Okay, opponent's got Arcane Signet to start. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so we'll play the Radiant Grove. Let's get Rinza. Our first spider hits the field. So with this, that means we would have red, white. Oh, actually, this I would count this as white because we already have this here. So we need blue. So we should be good to go on the next turn here. Goblin Gangler. Oh. Going wide with tokens here, opponent. Okay, that's fine. Let's see if we can get around that, though. So we'll play Evolving Wilds. Skittering Kitten. Fate Weaver. Swing here. Start pumping up Rinza. So she's a 2/3 now. Not too bad, right? That means that they can chump block if they want to, but they're going to lose their goblins. Ooh, they do block. Okay. That's fine, opponents. Okay, down to 23. Pass here. Okay, so while we're waiting for our opponent to do the thing here, how's your day? How's your week been going, everybody? And how's the weekend been for you guys? To be honest, right now, my weekend has been okay, if anybody was wondering. But, oh dear. Yeep. They actually cast their Terragast. Wow. All right, wow, the whole thing. Okay. Well, scary, but our Fate Weaver technically can stop them for now. Ooh, wow. Opponents. Opponent's gone off here. Okay. So, while our opponent is trying to see if they can just blow us away here, it's okay. It's just the first game. Get our island. Okay, so with that... Okay, so how do we do this here? I think Sacred Peace. Farseek. We will get out the Ice Tunnel. No attacks yet. Okay. It's going to be an interesting one here. Demanding Dragon. Okay. We will decline and take the hit of 5. That's fine. Opponent can't swing, though, so that helps us out for now. Okay, Scion of the Earth Spider will be ready to go soon, but at the same time, we are going to be a little stuck until Triplicate Titan can get destroyed here. Or at least we need to exile it. That's what we want to do. We don't want it to actually die, because then that'll leave behind a bunch of tokens that we also don't want to deal with. Okay, opponent, what will you do? Do they swing? What will you do, opponents? Opponent's thinking hard and long about this one here. While they're thinking about that, question for you guys right now is, if you've seen already, of course, the entire set for Avatar, what bending style are you looking forward to checking out? Fire bending? Water bending? Air bending? I think air bending is going to be actually broken. Or earth bending. Let me know in the comments, everybody. I would love to hear from you. Okay, opponents, you there? Hello? Hello? Opponents. Okay, timer's going. All right, well, clock is ticking, opponents. I mean, I don't know if they've disconnected or maybe something else is happening, but okay. We'll give them some time here. So while we're giving them time, game plan right now is, okay, so they got one card in hand. They put back their Harrogast. We've got 2 more lands. We got Sarn, but we also have Scion of the Earth Spider ready to go as well. So, we'll see. Okay. Well, opponent's still not there. I mean, if they give up a turn, I guess they give up a turn. I don't honestly feel too good about doing that because I would like to actually have a game. But okay, we'll see. Opponent still maybe there, maybe not. I don't know. Opponents. Boom. Boom. Free turn? Oh, we did get a free turn. Okay, well, I mean, okay. So I guess we'll play Arger. Bounce back the Triplicate Titan. So at least it's not gone. But that helps us out a bit there. No attacks. Pass. So good news is we were able to use our own Spider here to bounce back the Titan. And now they can't really cast it. So that helps us out a lot here. But... what does that mean now? Does that mean our opponent gave up? Are they even there? Come on, opponent. Show me something. Okay, well, while our opponent right now is still figuring out life, like I am every single day of my life here, question for everybody here, while our opponent lets the clock run out, is... Wait, hold on. Excuse me. So the question I have everybody for now is, now that we're going to have the final set of the year coming out, which is Avatar, what are your thoughts overall on all of the sets we've had in Magic the Gathering this year, 2025? I will, of course, do our review of it in December, but what are your thoughts overall? Did you like the year of 2025 of Magic? Was there any sets you hated? Oh, okay, well, I guess our opponent gave us a free win there. So, yay? Not the way I wanted to win, but okay. I'll take it. A win's a win, so yay, getting the dailies done at least. It is what it is, everybody. Hey, it happens. I mean, trust me, it happens to me a lot. So, free win for us. Doesn't really get a chance to show off the deck too much, but the good news is at least that match kind of showed us that despite this being a janky spider pile, some way, somehow, our ramp package is fairly decent. Am I right? I suppose I probably should have put in basic snowlands, but we have enough ramp options that I don't think that's necessary for the deck. There's plenty we can cast, though. But also, while you guys are trying to figure out that for me, with what you thought about for 2025, now that we're, of course, putting behind us Omenpaths, be honest with me. Did you hate Omenpaths? Did you actually like any cards? When I look back also at Omenpaths, I realized that actually there wasn't really anything that was competitive from Omenpaths to the point where, like, the set made it. I guess I would say the set didn't make a huge difference with the game. These cards exist, and some of them are fun, but most of them are pretty forgettable. But let's see. Maybe putting them into 60 card was not quite the right solution. Ooh, they're playing Bonnie Paul. We played Bonnie Paul last year on stream, so that stream is up. You should guys check that one out, too, if you are a big fan of going big with Simic. Okay, so we also got a crop rotation, which is kind of cool. I like crop rotation as well. Let's see here. So, play the escape tunnel for now. So we can fix to get the crop rotation. Delighted Halfling. Okay, so nothing can be countered, but that's okay. That's not a huge deal for us. We will sacrifice. We'll get a green source. So the crop rotation can be used. Okay, let's get out a forest. Okay. We have Geothermal Bog, Demolition Field. Ooh, Evolving Walls, I guess, is nice too. Okay, so with that, we will pass here. Okay, opponents. Spectral Sailor. I guess we'll do it now. We'll sacrifice our own to now dig out whatever land we want. Let's see here. I actually don't even know what land we really, really need. Not like there's anything that's going to ramp us like a huge amount, but I guess something would help us out here. So our most likely one, because we need, you know, black, white, and blue. Guess we got the glacial floodplain. So it helps us out a little bit with ramping there. Not too much, but helps us out a smidge. Okay, opponents. Let's see. So, Garrick's Uprising. Okay, so they are definitely going to be casting big stuff soon. Big stuff. Oh, we got a Source Plowshare. That'll be helpful for later. Fate Weaver. Put down to the Geothermal Bog. And we'll ponder at sorcery speed. All right, so what do we got coming up? We got Rinza. Molten Tributary. Okay, so the forest. Okay, we'll leave that as is, and we will not shuffle. So we'll draw that card. Cool. Little by little, we're making our progress here. Stock up. Ooh. Good card. 5 cards deep for 3 mana, and you get 2 of them? That's a good deal. Wow, opponents already? Oh, opponent, we were just getting started there. Okay, well, I mean, again, I guess today's free win day. I mean, I actually would like to actually get a real full game in, but okay. At least I get my dailies done. As always, everybody, remember, kids, get at least 4 dailies done. That gets you at least 500 gold. Get your daily wins here. That gets you 1,000 total, and that means you can get at least 1 pack of cards. So in theory, you can get 1 pack of cards every day. Okay, so moving on here. Loading up our next game. Hopefully we'll get a real one going now. I actually look forward to this. I hope we get an actual full game. Okay, waiting for opponent here. All right, here we go. We're locking in this time. We are focused.
It's time to
Yeah, all right, okay. Wait, hold on. Hold on. Wait. Hold on. Oh, jeez. Okay, so... Oh, geez. Okay, so the game pooped out again. Hold on one second, everybody. Give me a second to fix this. So, I'll be right back. I'm still here, by the way. For some reason, the game decided to crash again. Wow, I always get this issue when it comes to coming up recently. So, sorry about that, everybody. Let me just reset the game. We're going to load on in. We'll be fine. We got it. We're good. We're loading. Okay, are we back? We're back? Okay, I think we're back. Coming back into this. Wait. Oh, okay, yes. Phew. All right, cool. Okay, we're back, we're back. All right, so what do we got here? We got Pit of Offerings. Okay, we can't really play this. Okay, so let's free mulligan. And, well, again, slow hand, but we can make it work. We did get a Leyline Weaver, so that helps us a little bit with ramping. Okay, Rimewood Falls. So for now, let's put down the Geothermal Bog. They're playing VV, so absolutely broken here. I mean, we already talked about VV so much already, so we won't cover it again, but that is something you can play. It's still a busted card, by the way. Absolutely disgusting. But I would be lying if I said I did not play the card at all. Oh, opponents. Alright, they want to do it. Playing VV. So with that, Aquafire. Okay, so is our opponent going to blow us away here, or can we survive? Let's see, whenever we cast a spell with a mana value 4 or greater, untap the creature. Okay, so, if we have to, we can blow it away with, actually, no, we don't have anything yet. Still waiting. Shock? No. Okay, well, here comes the ramp. VV swinging? Maybe? They do not. Okay. They're going to hold off for a smidge. Okay, Binding of the Old Gods, that'll be helpful for later. So for now, Radiant Grove. Nyx Weaver. Opponents. I realize now that by modifying this with the tap ability, wait, they can cast that at any time now. It doesn't have to be their turn anymore. Well, that sounds to be more broken than before. It does. Okay. Okay. I'm pretty sure their deck is designed to literally just be carried by VV itself. Disgusting, by the way. Okay, so they got plenty of mana now to do all their things. Joy. They swing. Okay. So our only hope is to assume that Vivi will run out of steam. I don't know if they will, but we'll see if we can try to get around their shenanigans. Okay, so for now, we'll play the bargain spinner. Honestly, this is just to make sure they can just keep casting things. We need to buy ourselves time until Binding the Old Gods can come down safely. At least that's what I would like to have. But we'll see. It's very hard to get around Vivi once Vivi starts going off. So let's see. We'll pull out an aura. Oh, actually, I forgot. We also have the sticky fingers, so I guess that helps us out. But let's get the lava spur boots. Gives us a little bit of a ward. Just a smidge. That might be enough to actually help us out here. Okay. Okay, opponent still got 4 mana. Okay, so they got 6 cards in hand. They got technically 6 mana. Yay. Folks, my fire friends, I do want to ask, what are your thoughts on Vivi? Do you hate the card? Do you like playing the card? Do you play it in 60 card? Do you play it in 100 card? Let me know. Actually, I would like to get a copy of it myself just because, but I also know that some people will hate it. They suplexed away our spot removal there. Or actually, our protection, I should say. Opponent, swinging? Maybe? Or are you going to hold back? Nope, they're holding back. Okay. We have Wonderweave Aerialist here. Okay, so I guess we're going to have a bunch of flying spiders right now. I don't know if that's going to help us out, but we'll try. Okay. So it has Ward 2, so it's at least protected, sort of. We'll get in some damage here. Opponents? Okay, we're at 20, down to 22. And also we can end web now, so that's kind of cute. Bounce back. Spinner. Opponent, do you let this resolve? Maybe? Come on, I want to draw a card off of this and gain some life back. Brainstorm. Ooh, okay. They ping us. They draw 3. They have to put back 2. Honestly, though, like I'm not gonna try to be a hypocrite about this because we played Vivi a handful of times throughout our channel here, both live and also in a deck tech that came out earlier this week. But seriously, though, like the way they modified it for Alchemy, this seems more broken than the original version of the card because you were only able to use its mana on your turn. Now with tapping it, that means you can use it anytime you want. That's just absolutely silly, by the way. See what I mean? My Reannihilation. We don't even get the trigger now. This is terrible. Who thought this was a good idea? No, seriously, who thought this was? Okay, well, it's up to you, Wonderweave Aerialist. You got Ward 2, so you got a little bit of protection. Okay. So far, they haven't had any counter spells. So I don't know what that might mean for us. Okay. Opponents? Burst lightning. Oh, wow. Full damage. Okay, down to 13. Do they swing? They don't. Okay. Okay. Wear and tear, which doesn't really help us out all that much. Serenia again. This time we will get out... I guess we'll get out Sticky Fingers now. Okay. Sticky Fingers. Put on the Aerialist. They would have to use up their mana now if they want to get rid of this. So it is now technically modified. We swing. Get a little more damage there. For free. That's fun. Okay. No, 20. Pick a treasure token. Yay. Okay, so we have a little bit of ramp going on here. Sort of. We'll have to sacrifice our bargain spinner if we need to, just to do this. Let's see. If we lose the aerial list, we can also draw a card off of that too. Wow, we really just need at least something just to bounce away VV and slow them down completely here. We can do that. Oh, they did it. So they paid it 4-2. Okay. They ping us. So we lose everything. We don't even get the trigger off of that because they just bounced it. That's annoying. Okay. Okay. It's fine. Swing. They do. Okay. So that helps us out a little bit here. So this now means that we can buy ourselves time here because we're going to block here with our card. They have 2 more mana open. If they tap out... Okay, they do not. Okay. So this is our turn to do this. Our only turn to slow down VV. Now or never. Come on, deck. Come on, please. Oh, jeez. They actually do have an option there. Okay, so that means now we're dead. Finding illegal gods doesn't do anything, and that is game. That's a bit of a heartbreaker there. Our first real match there, and we just could not push through VV. It's just such a bit powerful card. Realistically, you cannot do much of anything. Okay, that's fine. Breathing in, breathing out. Our first legit game there, and we had a loss. But it's cool. It's cool. Sometimes you take those losses. Sometimes you just work them through. Gotta stay positive. That's what I try to do, as much as I can. But okay. Hopefully the next one here should be a good one for us. Okay. Come on, come on, come on. Give me a game. Hopefully we'll get a win for this next match here. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling pretty good here. We gotta get the good vibes going. Good vibes. Good vibes. Okay. All right. Waiting on an opponent. While you're waiting on an opponent here, so here we go. Okay, we're set to go. Let's do this. Yeah. All right. Okay. Okay, so we got... If we can get a green source, this actually would be fantastic. If we don't get a green source, we are screwed here. Do we keep this hand? There's not really anything we can actually do with it, but I'm going to keep it in the hopes that we will actually maybe get 1 green source. We get 1 green source, we're solid. So I'm going to be a little bit greedy here. Please don't hate me. Someone's going to yell at me in the comments for this, but Geothermal Bog. At least we have 1 spot removal, so we can blow up 1 thing while we stall for time. Okay, snow-covered forest, exploration. Okay. They're going to start trying to add more lands, so they're ramping faster than us. Mirkwood Spider, that doesn't help us out, by the way. Boots, coming down. Tributary, down. Come on, deck. Give me 1 green source. I need 1 green source, and we are good here. Any green source. I'll even take a tap 1. Arcane Signet, okay. How nice. Our opponent's ramping so well here. And they're playing their Baba League Saga. Okay, so Heartless Act, that sucker. Then we'll bite the Witch. Okay. Put down another tap land. Okay, come on, deck. We have everything right now to just... We just need a green source. Any green source. Come on. Show me some love here. Get Rogmon. Okay. So that's... okay. That's a lot of lands they could ramp, but that means we're going to have to start sacrificing lands very quickly here. Come on. Come on. Deck, don't do this to me now. Oh, jeez. Any green source. We cannot get a single green source in every single one of our spells here. It's a freaking green spell. Ah! Ugh. Maybe it was a bad idea to keep the hand. I'm getting punished for it now. Okay. Okay, breathing in, breathing out. Come on. Come on, deck. Just give me something. That's all I ask for. Green Heart on Toko, of course. I was going to start swinging. Maybe. They do. Down to 19. Okay, this is going to be a quick one if we don't get... Oh, Jesus. No! Wow. Even though I don't usually do this too often, I think I might make this into a YouTube short later on. Just showing off how unlucky we have been. Oh my goodness. I can't. Watch. By the time our deck gives us 1 green source, we'll be beyond dead. Okay, Link Moth Nexus turns on. Alright. Opponent is just unapologetically being aggro here. We're down to 11. We literally have at most 2 turns. 3 tree mascot. Well, I guess that kind of helps us out, sort of. Not ideal, but technically it counts. So with that, we'll tap to get at least the 1 source we do need. So we'll get out that... What do we want here, actually? Get the chasm. Okay. Well, I mean, that is our green source. So they sacrifice a land. However, they get something else. They can draw more cards. Okay. So Obelisk Spider might help us out here a smidge. We have Mirkwood Spider as well. So now we just need to stall. Oh, let's see. Block here. We lose our 3 tree mascot. Small price to pay, but it's not a huge deal. Mirkwood Spider. Arcane Signet. Obelisk Spider. Okay, so very, very slowly here. Just trying our best here to stay alive. We've lost a lot of turns and a lot of ground because we just could not get a green source early enough. But I'm hoping now, maybe we can make a comeback? Maybe? Spiders may be weak, but they can protect themselves for a little bit here. Okay, whenever you gain life, opponent loses life. So where's their life gain at? It's interesting that they have Sanguine Bond. Let's see. Okay, so it's from their commander. Scoot Swarm coming. Boy, if we had now our Wrath, this would be oh so delicious right now, if we can get to it. I don't know if we're going to get to it in time. Opponents? Do they swing? Be pretty risky if they swung. Yes? Okay, so we managed to stall them out for now. So that is good for us. Let's get Shelob down. Big spider. Big spider. So now all of our spiders do have protection, so they have Ward 2 and they all have Death Touch. So that actually is nice for us. No attacks yet. Okay, opponent. Still sacking lands. They have to. Okay. They still have ways of casting their spells, though. So, because they have plenty of... Okay, they got Crucible Worlds. Of course they have Crucible Worlds. Why would they not have it in hand? Okay. Well, the Scoot Swarm still can't go off yet because they still need a lot more lands to actually go crazy. So that does give us some time. Not much, but some time. I think we might have to actually get aggro with Shelob here. That might be what we might have to do here, assuming we can survive. It's going to be a bit of a risky one. No, they managed to get the lands they needed. Toots! That means now the Scoot Swarms start going off here. Opponent will have to pay a lot, though, if they want to get through our spiders. Because they have protection, they have reach, and they have Death Touch. Opponent? Anything else? Nope. Okay. Alright, so with that, I guess we'll play Spelunking now. Okay. We'll draw a card. Put the forest out. We'll just play Sarn of the Silken Throne as is. We're just trying to fill out the board right now and just try to survive. No attacks yet. We have a Sticky Fingers on board, and that's our last of our spiders for now. But our opponent right now might be too far ahead for us to actually win this match. Still, we'll play it out. I'm just going to keep going off here. I realized we never actually played the Get Rock Monster. Does anybody actually want to see me try to put together a budget Get Rock Monster deck? Let me know in the comments below, and I would love to hear from you. Okay, opponent, you don't have to go off that far. We know we're going to die. We don't have to go that crazy, by the way. Exquisite. Now they have the combo. So, a Sanguine Bond, Life Gain, and Drain will just kill us here. Okay. Okay. for the Obelisk Spider. They kill it, and then we're dead. Opponent swings. Yep, big swing here. Okay, so with that, we just... Let's see. Block here, block here, block here. Yep, we're dead. Down to 7. They gain life. We make a bunch of food, but that doesn't matter because they already have the combo. Because these two cards go infinite with each other, so that kills us. Wow, that's a shame, unfortunately. Honestly, I was thinking right there for a brief moment, I thought we might have been able to stabilize just a little bit there, but it just was not enough. All right, it's okay. We'll move on to the next one, everybody. Not a big deal, though. This deck actually is surprising in one aspect. I mean, aside from just the bad ramp occasionally, sometimes you can still ramp pretty decently, considering it's a 5-color deck. 5-color decks with their ramp package on a budget are not easy to make. But we somehow try to make it work for ours. I know. Some people are going to yell at me that we're running way too many tapped duels, but for this deck, I think it should be, in theory, it works in 4-player. I know we're playing 1v1, so it doesn't work as well, but in theory, it works for a 4-player game, especially if we're playing on a lower bracket game. I don't even remember what bracket this was built for. I think this is technically a bracket 1 or 2 deck based upon what we have. So if you want to play like a budget deck on a low power table, this actually was not too shabby of an actual deck to play with. Yeah, so we're fighting against Kotis. So we've played against Kotis many times, and we have ourselves done a Kotis deck. But we'll see who can get ahead of each other here. All right. So we can play the Requisition Raid if we need to. We have the Heartless Act, so not too bad for now. Okay, opponent, what you got? Forest, okay. Paradise Druid. Okay, so they got slow ramp going on, but they do got ramp. So with that, we'll play the Sinkhole. So we have Orzhov mana, but that's not going to help us out here. We need something else. We need something a little bit more robust. Okay, Kotis coming down. So with that, I guess we'll Heartless Act now. Paradise Druid down, so slowing down the ramp can pass. For now, what do we want to get? So we have an Evolving Wilds to kind of speed things up a smidge. Okay, Galissa is also annoying, but not the worst. Fortunately, our opponent is going to start stealing our cards, which I absolutely hate. Okay, opponents, what'd you steal? Oh, they stole a Skinner and Kitten. All right. Okay. Do they sack it for value? No. For now, I guess we'll just get out a green source. So we got a forest. Okay. We have Skivix, Swamp, and let's see. Play a Demi. Oh, I realized I probably could have flashed that in. That's all good, though. It's all good. Mirkwood Spider. And we will pass here. So, with this combo, we technically could stop the Glissa. But we'll see. NPC GG123, hello. Hello, my fire friend. Thanks again for joining us today. How are you doing? Hopefully you're having a wonderful day wherever you're at. You're just now watching us play some Magic here and playing a spider deck. And I'm hoping our spider deck can stabilize here. Maybe. We'll see. Oh, okay. So our opponent here is going to try to mess with us here by trying to turn off our creature there. But it's okay. Mirkwood Spider now has the protection we need, so they can't swing unless they really want to. Okay. Buys his turn. Okay, Mass Vandal. Not sure what the play is here. I guess we'll play Mass Vandal. Not for any real value, unfortunately, but that's okay. Okay. Opponents, anything else? Okay, no attacks. Just keep everything on board. Keep on keeping on. Okay. Depending on how this one goes, this might be our last one for the budget deck, and then we will upgrade to the non-budget one. But we'll see what we can do here. So, block Cotis here. And that's it for now. Okay, we go down 20. We'll draw a card off of that, by the way. Man, Glissa is just such a tough card to fight. You really do need spot removal to deal with her. Okay, Mass Vandal. Sponges the hits, that way they can't steal more cards. For now, though, let's see. What do we want here? I guess Air to Archway. So we'll put that down. Okay. Anything else? Okay, nothing yet, so foot that. Bounce back the Swamp. We'll play... I guess it doesn't... Okay, Skivix, the Augmenter. Or Symbiote. Still nothing yet, though. We can't really do anything. Because we need to keep staying on the backswing just to block their stupidity here. Okay. But I mean, this is also, again, something I always remind everybody. When you're playing a budget deck, just know that when you play budget decks, this is sometimes what you're going to run into. You're going to run into moments where it's going to be hard for you to push through damage because of how your opponents may try to handle you. Some opponents, again, will not care that you're a budget deck. So they will just force through whatever they can. Okay, so we'll block here with the Mirkwood Spider. Not ideal, but I can't have that Froghemoth go too big. Go to 17. They lose the Froghemoth. But the triggers does go still on the stack, though. They steal stuff, but it doesn't really matter. They just gain the life. NPC asking right now, actually considered to build a Spider Commander deck. Any tips on which commander I could use? So, obviously... Like, it really kind of depends on what you want to do. So, there's two options for you, at least two major options. If you want to go the obvious route for pure spider overall, and I'll talk about this once we get to the upgraded one. Obviously, that's why we're playing Scion of the Earth Spider right here. If you want to play all the spiders, then yeah, this one's literally going to be your go-to. But I understand that there are players out there that don't want to play something that's completely phoned in. So, I mean, this is painfully obvious, but there are a couple other spiders that you can use, and I'll talk about them once we get to the upgrade path. Once we're done with this match here, NPC, I'll show you some other options you can use if you actually do want to do a spider deck. In fact, actually, I wanted to do a couple 60-card spider decks a couple years back. I just never got around to doing it. Let's see here. So, how much else we can really do? We're just going to have to hold off here for a bit. We really do need at least other colors. I need at least blue. Blue at least gives me access to negate, and I can bounce back a creature with a title spinner. But yeah, so just hang on just a little bit, NPC. Once we're done with this game here, I'll be happy to kind of show you what other options you can use if you want to build with spiders. Surprisingly, there are a lot of options actually now. All right, nothing yet. We're just going to wait it out. So Boris Spider Rider, at the very minimum, if you're a person that does like spiders, and even if you weren't a fan of Omenpaths like I was, at the very minimum, the set actually gave you a lot of options for spider cards if you want to go any route. Okay, oh, Escape Tunnel. Slow, but it does help us get this, the mana we need. Okay, so we just need right now blue or red. Blue or red will help us out here, one or the other. Okay. Jeez. Okay. Opponents. Swinging. I guess Mass Vandal will block. At least he doesn't have Trample. So now we're kind of in defense mode again. Okay, so Escape Tunnel. Wait, no, hold on. Escape Tunnel for basic. So, let's see. We could bounce back Cotis. We'll get an island. Okay. Alright, so Radiant Grove still doesn't really help us with what we need, but Tidal Spinner comes down. So with this, at least we can bounce back something for now. Oh, we can bounce back the non-land permanent. That's good. So that actually is perfect here. We won't worry about Cotis here, so we'll just bounce back their thing. That speeds, or at least that buys us time. We just need a red source. We get a red source, Scion of the Earth Spider can finally do its thing. No attacks yet. Pass. Come on, deck. I need one red source. Just give me one red source. Or anything that can get me a red source. Anything. Literally anything. I'll even take a tap land right now if that means I can get through stuff. Oh, jeez. They got the ether tunnel. Okay, well, now we're gonna be in trouble now. Because we cannot block their stuff. Joy. Now they're gonna start stealing our stuff, which I absolutely hate. I would rather get counterspelled or taxed than get my stuff stolen. Yeah, they took some good stuff from us. Okay, so at this point here, victory looks like it's not looking good at all. Alright. So they got the clue from us. Joy. The ether tunnel is going to be a pain for us to deal with now. Because unless we can get spot removal, plus just exiling effects, we cannot get through any of this. Okay, okay, we're still not getting what we need. Okay, yeah, we're just gonna concede here. There's no way we're gonna be able to get through all this. Yeah, that's a shame. But again, this is what happens when you play a budget deck. You're gonna have opponents that will not care that you're playing on budget, and also the way Arena does matchmaking is kind of borked at times. So keep that in mind. Anyway, so let's actually chat with you for a second here, NPC. So you did mention, so spiders here. I mean, our 5-color spider deck does have pretty much the majority of the spiders you can play with an arena. So if you want to, just to kind of give you an idea, the original spider commander that I enjoyed, that we actually did do a whole deck tech on previously, has been Shelob. So if you want to do one that actually supports spiders, you can do Shelob here, Child of Ugoliant. So this gives all of your spiders have Death Touch and Ward 2. So that's actually pretty good for protection. And also it's a pretty nasty little spider here. And anytime you deal combat damage this turn by a spider we control and dies, you can make a food token. So that means you can turn their creatures into food tokens, which you can use. And if you want to convert that into, you know, extra value for sacrifice fodder, token support, life gain and drain, Shelob kind of gives you quite a bit to work with here. And it's in good colors for food, spot removal, and things like that. So if you like that, that could be an option for you. Keep in mind, again, Shelob here is an expensive commander, but it is a cool option for you. If you're looking for other spiders and you don't want to go 5-color like this, I mean, I will say that's the bare minimum of at least one of the good things that came out of the Spider-Man / Omenpaths set. At least you have a lot of spider support if you want to kind of play now with other colors. Just keep in mind that, again, most of the other spiders here don't really provide you with some spider support unless if you really, really want to go deep. Because a lot of them don't really, they're mostly focused on other spider or like non-spider things. I mean, if you want a mono green one, I mean, you're not going to get too much support, but if you don't mind this, you can have a Rasta of the Endless Web. So this is mostly, again, against maybe opponents that are going to throw a lot of spells at you. If they spell sling a lot, you can make a ton of tokens with Arasta here, which can actually be a fun one. It's a bit more challenging to build because you're limited to only green, but at least green gives you lots of ramp, lots of protection options, and lots of pumping ways to get your spiders going here. So consider that as well. Other spiders, if you want to go, but this is actually more along the lines, you actually might want a Boros option here. So for example, Boros, the Spider Rider, it doesn't technically support spiders directly, but the colors give you access to green, which we just mentioned right now can help you with Arasta here if you want that. You can get Wardens of the Silver Web Summit. You can have Kraza here. You ideally want Kraza in a dual color deck. Do not play Kraza on its own if you really want to focus on spiders, because at least your spiders get Riot, and that actually helps us out a lot. Not to mention also they're uncounterable, so that's actually a pretty powerful option for you. That goes hand in hand with Rinza here, so that also could be a good spider option for you. So those are some of the ones that I can recommend for you if you like that. Or if you just want a spider commander in general, other cool ones can be like Gloria here. I actually don't mind this one. This is kind of a nice one here. Again, it doesn't help spiders directly, but it can focus on a +1/+1 counter strategy, which you can build spiders around. So hopefully at least some of those gives you some options to work with here. Oh, and of course, MacD here, again, doesn't help you with spiders directly, but if you're a person that likes to hose opponents by making their stuff tapped when they enter, then this can be a really nasty one if you actually don't mind that. Maybe you want to do like a Azorius control deck with a little bit of light spider support, like with MacD here, Kumanso, the Watchful here. There's going to be options for you if you want to do that. So something to consider. But again, hopefully I'm not rambling too much there, but at least it gives you a little bit of an idea of what you can do. Now, now that we've covered that a little bit here, what if we take the time to actually upgrade our spiders and make them better than they currently are? So for the remainder of the stream, we'll be doing an upgraded version here of our spider deck. So 5-color spiders with a lot of better, stronger support. Appreciate it? Yeah, I'm happy to help. I always like helping out players out there that are curious about, what options you do have. Remember that, again, one of the best things I love about Magic is don't always feel like you have to use like specific cards. You can play with whatever you want, and you can be as creative as you want to make your deck work. So even though I mentioned there are plenty of options for you with spiders, remember that, again, you don't have to use like a commander that is literally for spiders. So Sign of the Earth Spider here, I mean, yes, if you don't want to have to think too hard, yeah, it's a cool card. It can do a lot of support with spiders, but you don't have to use it. You can be very creative with other cards here. But in case, okay, rambling aside, let's actually talk about now the upgrades for this 5-color spider pile we have. So the upgrades for the deck that we're going to throw in to make this deck a little bit stronger, I mean, you really don't need to change much with your spider package. There's not many other spiders you need. Most of the other ones here are going to be just support options for the spider package to make them stronger. So for example here, going into the drop slot, we'll throw in Metallic Mimic here. So this is a shapeshifter that says when it enters, choose a creature type. So we'll choose spiders, and this creature will become a spider. And then every other creature we control will come in with a +1/+1 counter built into it. So they come in stronger as is. So this is a good card for you just to get your spiders stronger and stronger as they come in. We'll add in now Demera here, Soul of a Spider. So Human Performer. It's not a spider specifically, but it does support spiders. Whenever a spider we control enters, you draw a card. So we can only do this once a turn, but that helps us, again, keep our hand full of options to play with here. Other options here in the 2-drop slot, I mean, we used to put in here, Mana Drain, but that also got banned out of the format. So we're just going to keep our package otherwise as is. As far as other upgrades to the deck, I mean, realistically, because we're already kind of playing with the majority of the spiders, there's not many 2 options here, but we also have Llanowar Green Widow here. So this is another big spider. It's a 4/3 for 3 mana, reach, and trample, which is nice. It has domain 6, which means we return this card from our graveyard to the battlefield tapped, but the ability will be 1 less to cast for each basic land type among lands we control. Since we're a 5-color deck, that domain ability is actually pretty good for us because it'll be way cheaper overall. We'll throw in Archdruid's Charm here as another quick little fix for us to either exile artifacts and enchantments at instant speed. You can use this to pull out any land you want, or put a +1/+1 counter on a creature and then use it as spot removal. We'll throw in, again, other options for us. So for better fixing, we'll throw in Chromatic Lantern here. Gives all of our lands the ability to tap for any mana we want, and also it's a great mana rock as is. Keep, of course, your Patrick Banner, keep your Arcane Signet, so those will be fine. And then in the 4-drop slot for upgrades here, we're going to throw in now the Swarm Weaver. It's a scarecrow, but it also does help us out here. So because it says, when the Swarm Weaver enters, we can create some insect creature tokens. So that's okay. But realistically, what you want with this is Delirium. So as long as there are 4 more card types among cards in our graveyard, insects and spiders we control will get +1/+1 and Death Touch. So this is a good mid to late game card to help us pump up our spiders and make them very hard for our opponent to block. Otherwise, not really much else for here. Let's see. Hold on. We'll throw in Loth the Spider Queen. We had to throw in this one. This is a good one here. So Loth the Spider Queen, 5 mana Planeswalker. Whenever a creature we control dies, put a loyalty counter on Loth. We draw a card and lose 1 life for 0. For -3, you can add some spider tokens, and it's -8 ultimate. We can get an emblem that reads, whenever an opponent deals combat damage to 1 or more creatures this turn, if that player's lost life is less than 8 this turn, they lose life equal to the difference, which is absolutely gnarly, by the way. Really good overall if we can make that work. Also, we'll throw in a classic spider. This is actually the original spider commander from way back in the day. Ishkanoff Graph Widow here. 5 mana, 3/5 spider with reach. It also has Delirium. If there are 4 more card types among cards in your graveyard when this enters, you get to create 3 1/2 green spider creature tokens. And for 7 mana, which is a lot, but if you can make it go off, this is actually gnarly, great finisher for the deck. 7 mana. Target opponent loses 1 life for each spider we control. So that can be hilariously fun. Very much a long shot option here, but it's a sweet one if you can make it work. Now, the other major upgrade to our deck, of course, is going to be the most obvious one, which is the mana base. If you can afford the rare duels, by all means, throw them all in here. That's going to be the biggest game changer for the deck. We're going to, of course, keep our plains, single island, 2 swamps, a single mountain, 3 forests, and we'll throw in all the shock lands so we can actually get our mana a lot faster for us. Also, of course, that means Hollow Fountain, Godless Shrine, Watery Grave, Steam Vents, Blood Crypt, Overgrown Tomb, Stomping Grounds, Sacred Foundry, Temple Garden, Breeding Pool. And to make sure we can still keep fixing, we want to make sure we have redundancy. We'll throw in a copy of the World Tree, which is perfect for a 5-color deck. We'll throw in, keep our Arid Archway. We're also going to throw in a handful of good fetches. So we'll throw in Arid Mesa, Bloodstained Mire for our fetches here, Misty Rainforest. We're going to have Verdant Catacombs here. And of course, we'll throw in, where's the other one at? Flooded Strand. And then, of course, to upgrade our deck more, we'll still have Cavern of Souls. So this means that they can tap for any mana for as long as we're casting it for a Spider spell. And that also means they can't be countered. So that helps us out with counterspell decks. We'll throw in Fountain Port Hero. If we have tokens, we can then use this for initial utility. We'll keep the Pit of Offerings. We'll throw in Mutavault because this can be a creature of any type. So this can help us out if we need something to fight with. Prismatic Vista, then pull out any of our other fetches. It's another fetch land for our basics. We'll throw in Scavenger Grounds for a much more stronger graveyard hate for us. We'll then keep our Secluded Courtyard, we'll add in Starting Town for better, again, fixing. Swarm Yard is great for us because we can regenerate our spiders with this to prevent them from getting killed. And then finally, what was the last card we had here? No, actually, no, that was it. That is it. Okay, so that's actually now the upgraded version of our spider deck. But can this version be better than the original? I would hope so, but let's see. Just out of curiosity, let's play this for the remainder of these, for the stream, everybody. Let's see if our upgraded spiders can do much better. Whew, okay. I feel like I need to really pace myself better when it comes to doing the explanations for these decks, especially for the Brawl decks, because, man, I get winded so easily from that. NPC asking, what is the price of that deck, if you don't mind me asking? Good question for you. Actually, the way I'll do this is I will leave at the end of the stream today, after we're done, don't worry, NPC, we'll leave this a link for each one of the decks. So if you actually do like the decks, whether you like the budget one or you like the upgraded one that we suggested today, those links, of course, will be in the details of this live stream once we are done. So once it's out there, I'll put that up. Might take a couple minutes for it to happen, but it will be up there. I think the budget version of our spider deck, I think it should be, I try to make sure they're under $100, and I try to put it around less than 16, 15 rares, just to make sure that whether you're an arena player or you're a paper player, it's within reason and it's affordable for anybody. So that's always how I try to build my decks. I try to build 60 card decks, 12 rares or less for anything of Pioneer or Standard. If it's historic or timeless, I try to go with 16 rares or less. When it comes to Brawl / Commander, anywhere between 16 or less. And I try to keep it under $100 for all of my decks as much as I can. I know it's sometimes impossible to do, but I try as much as I can because I like to build decks. I like the challenge also of building budget decks. It's more fun to lose a lot, which is very obvious if you watch my streams. But again, my focus is to help you out there, players that don't really want to spend too much, to still have some fun out there with the game. So let's see, we'll have this tapped. Okay, so we have ways of ramping, which is good. We just need time to build up everything. Our opponent is playing Cavero. Oh, they're playing also a spider. I realized we didn't technically add this to the deck. Maybe we should have. There were a couple spiders I did miss, technically. But we'll see. Can their Dimir Spider human hero beat out our Spider? Let's see. Let's see. Ashiok. Ooh. Okay. Ashiok might be a bit of a problem for us. They're going to mill on their own. And they will exile our graveyard. I mean, we don't worry too much about the graveyard per se, but we'll see. Okay, Rampant Growth. That's not too bad either. We'll play Secluded Courtyard. We'll obviously name Spider. And then we will... how do we do this here? I guess we'll Rampant Growth while we can. Oh, that's right. Oh, jeez. We can't even... Ah! Dang it. I realize we can't ramp because Ashiok's on the field. Okay, it's fine. Instead... Rinza. That's what we'll use instead. I'm so stupid, by the way. Always read the cards, everybody. Always read the cards. Wow, I actually got hosed by that. So Ashiok has to die in order for us to actually search. That also means that that does turn off fetch lands. Okay, it's fine, everybody. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. We can make it work. We'll make this work. So for now, I think the plan is going to have to be... Okay, Overswood Cemetery. So they mill us. It can't be blocked, which is annoying. It's not impossible to get through. Shock ourselves. We'll play with Loath, the Spider Queen.
Darkness will swallow the light.
Let's make some spider tokens.
A gift.
No attack
In
yet.
exchange for
This does mean that if they attack with Ice Climber and blow up Loath here, that's a small price to pay. We're just trying to flood the board full of spiders before we can completely go off here. I mean, in theory, once we get the Scion of the Earth Spider, we should be good to go. Stargaze. Okay, they hurt themselves. Okay. One swamp. They still mill us. That's okay. But hopefully now this turn should be the turn we can get rid of Ashiok for good. Okay. We came here for the Earth Spider, everybody, so that's what we're doing. So, with that, there we go. Much better. Okay. We swing here. Swing here. Swing here. Swing here. Swing here. Take that, opponent. Spiders getting their revenge now. And that's a huge amount of life we gain back up. Ah, there we go. Okay, much better. Finally, we actually got at least one good hit with the Earth Spider. We actually didn't even get one with the budget deck. So, even though our opponent's Oversold Cemetery is active now, it's a small price to pay because their Scion can just fly over every one of their creatures. Okay, Cavero. Opponents. So they... Oh, wow, they blew up everything. Jeez. Well, looks like I got ahead of myself there. So by building their whole shenanigans there, now they dump their whole yard in there. All right. Well, I guess that means we're going to be dead in a little bit here. Dang. Okay, well, unless if we can get to a Wrath, we might be done here. Obelisk Spider doesn't really do it for us. Play the Arid Archway, bounce back the Forest, but that's not enough. Obelisk Spider. Dang. Even with an... Oh, wow. Jeez. Come on, everybody. Give me at least one good win, but this is just not going to be the game. Okay, so with that, decline. And, yeah, I'm not even going to bother. Our opponent pulled off their little combo there. And I'm not going to entertain the fact that we're just going to get completely shellacked. Ugh. Okay, it's fine, everybody. It's fine. It's fine. It's okay. Just the first one. Okay. Breathing in. Breathing out. We're going to get a win here, everybody. We'll get at least one win, I hope, with our spider deck. At least I hope so. Just one win. I know this is not meant to be a serious deck. It's not fully optimized. But I think it can get us at least a win or two here and there. A legit win, by the way. Not a pity, they timed out, or opponent instant conceded. I'm hoping for a real one here. Okay, our opponent also is playing a 5-color deck, and they're playing with Eldrazi. So, will Eldrazi or Spiders beat it out here? All right, let's find out. We'll play first off our... Well, actually, I want to play the Pit of Offerings, but I'm hoping that maybe we can exile something with Pit of Offerings to make it useful. The Verdant Catacombs would be nice to eat if it actually had a color type, but it does not. I'm pretty sure our opponent's going to be very heavy on their fetches here to get with the... Okay, Sealfin Existence. That might be helpful for the future. Put down Swamp. Come on, deck. Give me a land. I need a land. Any land. Mindstone, okay. Archer Charm does not do it, by the way. Okay, fine. We'll have to do it this way. We eat that. But it doesn't have a color identity, so it's still a colorless land no matter what. Okay. Flooded Strand. Okay. Opponent's a little bit more aggressive with their fetches versus us. I don't know if that's always a good thing. You could play all 10 fetches in this if you really want to go out, but I don't know. I don't know if that's always a good idea to have that many fetches in a deck. We're not a landfall deck, so that's why you don't need that many fetches. On the other hand, though, our opponent is definitely going to try to cheapen out their Eldrazi here quick. Okay. Obelisk Spider. So at least we got one spider down. Prismatic Vista will help us ramp a little bit faster. But we also have a very goofy hodgepodge of stuff here. Iron Crown, okay. I'm still trying to ramp. It is working, though. It might actually ramp out faster than us. We'll see. Prismatic Vista. Sack it. Let's get out our red source, the mountain. We want this because of Kraza. So we will... Let's see. Actually, do we want it now? Let's just do it this way. Swing here. Down to 22. Opponents. What you got? Do they bring down Ulalek? We need actually a white source. White source would also help us out with a source of Plowshare. And we also have a sealed from existence. Wow, we need everything right now. MTG Hillbilly, hello. Hello, my fire friend. Howdy, and how are you doing today? Hopefully you're having a wonderful day wherever you're at. I know you did also do, you got to do early access this again. So while you're there, let me know, how was it for you? What did you feel was good and bad with early access? Was it a fun experience? Is there anything we should be aware of regarding Avatar coming out soon? Okay, nothing yet. Okay, has Annihilator 2. Ugh. That's not good. Let's see. Avatar is a fun set. Well, that's good. That's definitely a sigh of relief for me. I mean, I'm trying to finish up here Omenpaths for at least one more game. And it's just... I mean, I think I don't have to tell you. It's been pretty rough for Omenpaths. So hearing that Avatar is a much more better option is going to be good to know. I feel like we'll have a lot more fun deck building with Avatar. But what are your thoughts overall on the bending abilities? From your experience, what did you feel was a good bending experience? Or what do you think, I guess, was the strongest bending mechanic? People have been saying, do not underestimate air bending. But I hear that firebending is also fun too. I definitely want to do firebending. Let's see, earthbend and firebend are strong. Okay, well, that's good to know. What do you think of the Avatar collab? I mean, as I mentioned before, perfect world. I honestly don't want any more Universes Beyond shenanigans, because I feel like Magic is a good IP on its own, and it doesn't need other IPs to make it a strong, fun game. But having said that, if we do get IPs outside of Magic into the game, like Universes Beyond stuff, at the very least, as long as they can match them up with the game, then I'm okay with that. Oh, hold on. Okay, well, I guess we'll have to do this now. Jeez, this is such a bad... Ugh. We're probably never going to cast that, so throw away the Archer's Charm. Draw a card. Okay, but yeah, going back to what I was saying, if we're going to have Universes Beyond, which is, again, it's going to happen already. It's inevitable. At the very minimum... Gee, okay, there's really nothing we can do with this one. So I'm just going to cancel this one. I'll take the L. Okay. It's okay. We'll get a win, everyone. We're going to get a win here. I know we will. But yeah, so NPC, just to answer your question on that one, if we're going to do Universes Beyond, at least I want them to at least match the feel and flavor of Magic the Gathering. Thankfully, Avatar does match the game, so I'm okay with it. Also, I am a big fan of Avatar anyway, so I'm overall generally happy with this. And it's good to hear that a lot of people have a very positive look on the game. So it feels like it's a good fit. The cards are very flavorful. If you're a fan of it, even, you definitely will enjoy it. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. I'm really excited for this one. Earlier this year, I know some people were a little cautious on Final Fantasy, but Final Fantasy also did really well too. In fact, that was actually an extremely successful set. But that one also had enough in it where it did feel very good and it felt very magic-y in its own way. Kind of like how we had a couple years ago Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings also is fine. I'm okay with Lord of the Rings. It fits perfectly into Magic, and it feels very, very good. Sets that feel like they don't fit Magic are sets like Doctor Who, or as we saw here, Spider-Man. Those ones don't feel Magic-y to me. And that's where I feel like that's where we're going to get those hits and those awkward moments with players. Again, don't get me wrong. I don't mind it. If y'all want to play out their Doctor Who cards or whatever, hey, that's up to you guys. That's up to you. I will not hate anybody. If I ever sit down with anybody at a table and you want to play with Doctor Who or you want to play with Transformers, hey, that's fine. That's your deck. I ain't going to hate on you guys. But for me personally, I most likely will not have such decks. It's just, it's not my jam. At least that's how I always perceived it. Airbending lets you exile creatures and play them for only 2 mana. But I've heard already there's infinite combos that people have figured out with airbending. So that's actually what I'm kind of like, oh boy, is this going to be broken? Or are we going to have a lot of hilarity in Standard? I'm curious, though. We'll see. Ulis25 over on Twitch there. How you doing today, my fire friend? Thanks again for joining us today. Hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you're at. Let's see. Well, I'll get to the chat in a second, guys. Let me just get out our rant package here. What do we want here, by the way? I guess we'll get out... we have a black source. Oh, actually, we're going to need... we'll need steam vents. Enter tapped. And pass. Play the Bloodstained Mire. And we'll pass here. Ulis25. For a Universe Beyond set, Avatar looks quite good. I have no hope for Turtles or a Marvel set. Yeah, I think the one thing that's going to hurt me the most right now is I love Ninja Turtles, but I'm going to say it right now. Ninja Turtles does not belong in Magic. Even as a person that has been a longtime fan since his childhood, I'm just not a fan of it in here. So, let's see. Hold on one second. We'll discard the crop rotation. Actually, hold on. What do you have? Oh, Professor Onyx. So I guess maybe Crippling Fear we'll throw away, and yeah, it'll be the crop rotation. It's okay. We have fetches, so we mostly have what we need. MTG Hillbilly, Avatar is better than Spider-Man. I'm pretty sure everyone in the community wholeheartedly agrees. I definitely agree too. Even though I haven't played it yet, I'm super duper jazzed for the week coming up. I know I'm going to have a lot of fun with it. So it's good to know that at least we have that. Okay, the Swarm Weaver. All right, so we got some insects. So we got some fight on the field. Yeah, infinite tokens on airbending. Oh yeah, I've seen some streams on that, and that looks absolutely bonkers, but hilarious. My challenge, of course, is can we do it on a budget? Even if there are some really... Oh, geez, okay, our opponent's just going to make us discard everything now. Throw away the Wild Rose Rebellion. Jeez, okay. Opponent is just trying their hardest right now to stop us, but we're not giving up. Okay, pump up our cards. Down to 19. Okay, we got a Plains. Okay. Well, Gloria here will help us just keep up with everything. At least I hope we can. Wait, opponent, what do you got? Don't blow up our spider. Elise 25 TMT is also a low card. Oh yeah, I forgot. That's also a yeah, I totally forgot about that too. I mean, I am gonna get a couple of cards. Okay. Opponents. Okay, so what do we want here? I guess we'll play Atlanta War Graph Widow. That's something. Down to 16. Okay, so yeah, the Ninja Turtles I forgot is a small card set, so that probably means we're probably expecting another poo-poo set coming up. Okay, opponents.
Looks like you flunked out.
Okay, so our opponent got us here, but the good news is we can recast the Green Widow, so it is coming in as such. Wardens of the Silver Web Summit. Professor Onyx goes bye-bye. Take that. School's out, Professor. Gotta get in at least one cheesy joke for today. TMNT might be okay. We'll have to just wait and see. I mean, okay, you're not wrong on that one. I just hope that we're not gonna get 2 duds within a couple months of each other. Okay, Soul Shatter destroys our spider there. It's okay. Our opponent is mono black control basically with Professor Onyx. We're gonna have to try to fight through all of this, which is just, it's tough. Okay, opponents. We will lose 3 life. Okay, got a forest. Skittering Kitten. Down to 9. Okay, their opponent finally run out of gas. They're at 2 cards right now. They cannot cast Professor Onyx unless they have another land. Oh, do they? Sign them. Okay. That's risky, opponents. That's risky. Did they get what they need? I swear if it's another Wrath, I'm going to puke. Relic Amulet. Okay. Children's Edict. Okay. Well, Skittering Kitten goes bye-bye. Okay, one more land. Is that it? Did we finally get a legit good win here? Like an actual game win. I mean, I like this to be a win. We'll lose 3 life again. Requisition rate? Okay, there we go. Okay, so with that, victory goes to us. Oh, opponent, I wanted to get the final blow in. Oh, it's okay, everybody. We still got the win there. Yeah. All right, we got a legit one there, everybody. See? Spiders are janky, but we can get a win. I'm happy with that one. Okay, we'll get at least, we'll count that one today. But yes, next year, sets will shrink. 190 card sets per year. That's another issue, too. Okay, actually, now that you brought that up, MTG Hillbilly, that is a good point to think about. Since we're going to get so many sets in Standard, like 7 sets is still beyond ridiculous. The thing that's intriguing is, though, sets will be smaller. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I would think if you're again, I'm not a draft player. It's not my jam, but there's a lot of people that love draft. So how does that affect people that draft? Does that mean limited will be a bad experience for you? Do you like more cards, even if a lot of the cards are kind of like filler, i.e. draft chaff? Let me know in the comments, everybody. I would love to hear on your opinions on smaller sets. Would you or because truth be told, I come again from the old school era. I used to play again when it used to be again. I'm going to sound old again, but again, back in the day when it was 4 sets a year, you had a beefy, near 300 card set, and that was what you worked with. And it was, again, it was pretty nice. We had a whole block, so you had one whole plane, one whole set you were focusing on. So back in the day, like the last one, of course, I did was during the, again, I'm so old for this. So Onslaught era. When it was Onslaught, Legions, and Scourge. It was the last set on Dominaria before we went to, what was it? It was the, after that, that was when we started doing the modern form, card frame. Not the modern format. Yeah, that's still a couple years away from that. But it was that going into, was it Mirrodin? And that's when we started introducing bigger worlds for the game. At least that was from what I can recall. Okay, what do we want here? Let's get out Stomping Grounds. Tapped. I think it's a bad thing. Yeah, I agree with you. For me, it's just too much going on. Don't get me wrong. I do like having a lot of cards to play with, but that's not the right way to do the game. It just feels like it's not doing the game justice. Especially when you're trying to you can't immerse people in the worlds if you're just bouncing around every other month on a new plane. We don't have enough time to enjoy the planes that we are given. Oh, good lord. Oh, what I wouldn't give to get a whole set of, say, like Bloomburrow. Bloomburrow was a cute set. I love the theming to it. It felt like a new generation Ravnica. But if only we could have been on the plane at least one. Perfect world, 2 sets for it. But I would have been fine with at least one more set on it. That actually would have filled out the mechanics. We could have gotten a lot more creatures. It could have been a lot more of a fun experience overall for other players out there. At least that's how I see it. I don't know. I don't know if I'm talking crazy. I don't know if some people out there may agree or disagree with me, but I came from that era. Okay, we're swinging. Opponent is playing. What are they playing again? I didn't even check. Okay, they're playing with Nayith of the Dire Hunt. I don't think I've ever seen anybody play this commander, so this might be a fun one. Never one of creatures control block. Okay, so they're like a combat-focused commander. That's cool. Let's see. Ulis, for limited, a small set is normally non-success. Okay. Well, that's good to know. I appreciate your insight on that. I don't have that much experience with drafting because, again, it's not how I enjoy Magic. But I know a lot of people enjoy Magic that way. And that's cool. But it sounds like, yeah, the experiences might be... at worst, we're probably going to see a retread of Spider-Man's draft experience, which seems, from what I've experienced, I might do a bonus video on this. It's not a fun experience. A full set is what people like to do, at least from what I've seen so far. Okay, so play Obelisk Spider, and we'll pass. So that Railway Brawler is going to be a problem for us, but we will find a way if we can try to get around it. Maybe we could soften it up with Obelisk Spider and whatnot. We'll see. Hillbilly saying right now, I think it's about that. They don't want to flood standard, so they're shrinking the sets, and that's not the answer. The answer is don't drop so many sets. 100% agree with you on that one. 100% agree. I don't get, I mean, okay. I guess from a business standpoint, I could understand why they're doing what they're doing. But at the same time, they're going to kill the business, and that actually might hurt all of us as players out there. It's not something I want to see for the game at all. It's just not going to be an experience that's going to be enjoyable for players out there. Get a Hallow Fountain, by the way. Okay. Creature must be blocked. Okay. So, alright, well. They draw a card, unfortunately. But Obelisk Spider does lightly soften them up. Even if it dies. Okay, so they're a 4/4 now, so I guess that's not horrible. Bloodstained Mire. Now we can at least get out the Green Widow for a cheaper cost. And also, we will pass here. No attacks yet. So we think we have a Stroke of Midnight. That'll help us get rid of that Railway Brawler. Okay. Okay, that's pumped, but it's not going to do anything just yet. We have ways of getting around this stuff. Yeah, my hope is, again, we just do not... Oh, gee. Okay, we got to do this now. All right. It's down. Still get counters on it, though, which is annoying. But it fizzles. Okay. So that buys us time. Okay. They power it up. Their own creature. Okay. Okay. Swinging with their commander. Swinging with the brawler. No blocks yet. We can't afford to take this onslaught any longer. Okay. Hard Bristle Bandit. Railway Brawler, really good card. We haven't actually had a chance to play with it that much, but one of the hidden gems from Thunder Junction. Really good card, by the way. At some point, we will need to do a Rhino deck, too. I will never get tired of making creature decks, by the way. I love doing creature decks. It's my favorite jam. Okay, but until then, Steam Vents. Tapped. Okay, we got a Plains. So, Earth Spider coming in. Okay, so... can't really survive the hit. Okay. I guess we'll just have to do this now. Big swing. Back up to 16. But I don't think that's enough to help us survive. I mean, we honestly couldn't just stay on the backswing forever. Elvish Regrower. So, even if I held on the backswing there, I'm like, wait, I don't know if that would have helped us survive. Oh, maybe I misdid this. I don't know. I was so enthralled with our conversation that I realized I probably should have focused a little bit more on the game here. That's okay, though. We'll take the L, but I do, again, there's going to be, I know, some contentiousness around other players out there. But Magic is at its best when it's less is more philosophy. Okay, if I was to compromise, like, say, like, if I was in the chair with Wizards right now, and I was to sit there and help them decide business-wise, balancing the business with the fans, there is a good way you can find that balance. In my opinion, I think the best way to satisfy everyone with also outgoing overboard is 4 to 5 sets a year. So I would do it this way. So we'll do like, okay, me, just one Universes Beyond set. And then a 2-set block. So I think that's fair. Doesn't overstay its welcome or anything like that. And let's see. So that's 3 sets. So a 2-set block, 1 set that's Universes Beyond, so that's 3 sets. Set number 4 would be, in my opinion, it would probably be like what I would say is the core set. So the foundation / core set for the year. That would be the next one. And then if they were going to do a 5th set, it should be a bonus set that's only for Commander. No, like, it only goes into Commander, so at least this appeals to everybody. So I think that would be my way of fixing the issues we would see with the game. And then you could sprinkle in whatever Commander, precons, and all that jazz, whatever you want to do from there. That's, in my opinion, I think the best way to do it without it being too over the top. Okay, we'll put a counter on it. Okay, we need 1 more land, and we should be good to go here. Our opponent is playing with Verilight. Okay, we're actually playing with quite a few of the Omenpaths cards today. Interesting. Okay. But that is also that's a dangerous card right here. I don't know if we're going to be able to get around that. We have removal. We have hard removal, but I don't know if we can fight around that. We'll try. We will try. Okay, but yeah. For me, 4 to 5 sets. 2 of them dedicated to actual Magic sets. If we have to do Universes Beyond, so be it. But at least give us only 1 set. You don't need more than 1. Then do a core set. And then do whatever else you want to do with to make it worthwhile. I doubt our opponent is going to block here. I'll be shocked if they do. They have to have Cloud do its thing. Opponents? Oh, they do block. Ooh, they caught my bluff. Well, I guess I messed myself up there. That's okay, though. Mark D at least should slow our opponent down a ton, because everything's now going to come in tapped. And we do have Mana Leak for counter spells. We have a Chromatic Lantern. We have a Source Posture. Never mind. Okay, well. I guess that didn't help us out too much here, but okay. Fracture. Hit the Brave the Sands. So that's gone. Okay, looks like it's now going to be a game of removal here. Come on, deck. We need our another land. Sword of Fire and Ice. Singa doesn't do anything right now, so I guess now we're on the back. We're going to have to protect ourselves with counter spells. Opponents. What else you got? Smothering Tithe. Okay. Definitely cannot have that go off. We'll negate that. Phew. Okay. Lava Spur Boots. We don't need you now. Come on, deck. Where is our lands? We need our lands. We have 39 in the deck. That should be enough, right? Okay. Well, at least we get the counterspell their commander. So we're still just... Oh, jeez. Now we're always on the defensive here. I would love for us to actually do stuff, but we're just not pulling it off here. Oh, come on. No! Where is what we need? Okay. Maybe I built this wrong for the upgrades. Maybe it was too presumptuous of me to get Archdruid's Charm in here. The asking price, I realize, is probably a little too steep for a 5-color deck. But I guess I was getting a little too full of myself here. It's okay, though. It's okay. Lessons learned. Lessons learned. Speaking of which, we do also have a Lessons deck coming up when that time comes. Okay, they have Elish Norn. Okay. The Clutter Cluster. Clutter Cluster. Okay, I don't know why I thought I said that wrong. Okay. Well, however we all feel about how Magic should be done, 2026 is going to be an interesting year, at the very least, for the game. And I hope it will not risk wrecking our game. I want to keep enjoying this game, and I love doing content for it. I just hope it doesn't sink it. That's my biggest concern and my biggest fear with all the oversaturation of product. If it's not them, then it's definitely going to be the scalpers. Jeez, that's a whole nother topic I've been wanting to think about talking about. Okay, so here. Chromatic Lantern. Not much else really to do except just put that on there. Okay, Archangel Tides. When this creature's untapped, they can't attack you unless they pay 1. That's annoying. Not the worst, but we can get around that still. Angelic Destiny. Okay. Opponent's got everything going for them. Yep. No, that kills us, doesn't it? Yeah. Wow. Okay. Throw away our Wrath. Doesn't matter. We take the L. And we die. Okay. Did we have fun with that one? We did not have fun with that one. Sadness. Okay, maybe if I put another sad face out there, maybe they'll give us a pity game. But realistically, though, okay. So, we're getting close to the end of the stream, everybody. We might have to cut this a little bit short just because there's going to be some things, of course, as always, I have to take care of. So, do apologize on that ahead of time. But I do enjoy the stream, everybody. And if you do want to help us out and you want to help keep supporting the channel, show me some love if you haven't already done so. Please like, follow, and subscribe wherever you're watching the live stream, whether you're on Instagram, X, YouTube, or Twitch. I would love to hear from any one of you from any one of our platforms. The most active I'm going to be on, of course, will be the Discord. I do pop in every so often there just to make sure, again, everything's going well. And if you want to check that out, those links will be located in the details below for this live stream once we are done. So be sure to help out on that one. Or if you want to be a true fiery friend, we'll be continually start adding out, again, more members-only content to this to my YouTube and also to Patreon. But even if you, again, don't want to do any of that stuff for free, just join us on any of the platforms here or the Discord, and we'll be happy to have you hang out with all of our fiery friends. Either way, any and all support that you provide will help keep this channel going. So thank you one more time to everybody who has been watching me today. But don't worry. I know right now it's been a little rough for us because I've noticed that the metrics have shown that we haven't been doing very good with viewership over the past month and a half. But I'm going to blame, of course, Omenpaths. From what I've seen from other channels, nobody really cares about watching Omenpaths / Spider-Man videos that much. So I'm hoping that we'll rally together once we get to Avatar. Trust me, we're going to jump back into Standard. We'll have a lot of fun stuff to talk about with Avatar once we get to there. I have like at least now at this point like 15, 16 decks already kind of prepared for budgets. And of course, we already have live streams ready to go. And of course, we'll pepper in for the holiday season. We have a Thanksgiving deck. We'll have a fun set of decks that we're going to build for the holiday season. So as always, stick around for those, everybody. I look forward to doing all those with all of you. It'll be a lot of fun. Trust me. Okay. Play with Arasta, the Endless Web. Okay, so if our opponent starts going off with Spell Slinging, then we can start making our spiders. I hope we will. We should be good. Okay. Opponent, Madness. Do they cast the Revolutionist? They do not. Okay. Sword of Forge and Frontier. They can't swing because Arasta blocks them. Yay for each. Okay, nice. We'll play the Prismatic Vista. Crack Prismatic Vista. Okay, so with that, we'll get out our island. And here comes the Ur Spider. Very nice. Okay, so we swing and swing. There we go. Big swing, and we now rally back with more life. Okay, as much as I hate these alchemy cards, by the way. Just keeps getting free value. Just silly. But I think we might be able to hopefully push together a win with this one. At least I hope we will. MTG Hillbilly, I had so much fun with Avatar, and I think you'll have fun with it too. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we will. And I do look forward to it a lot. I really hope that we'll have a lot of new viewers that will jump in for Avatar. It's a really fun series. Honestly, for those of you that have no knowledge of Avatar, I know I have a small audience, but if you haven't already watched it, go watch the show. Do not think it's just for kids. It is a good show overall. Great writing, enjoyable characters. Anybody that hasn't not seen it yet, you totally have to. You will like it. I assure you will not be disappointed. It's an amazing, fun show. Okay, Gloria coming in. All right, we fly again. Into the sky we go. And let's see. Let's make sure Arasa's protected. Down to 5. Yeah, we're almost there. Yeah. Okay. Get to Ember Coiler. Still trying to do its thing here. Okay, so we're at 33 life. They're at 5 life. I think this might be a good one for us to get a win off of. Ooh. They got Bonehead Horde Dragosaur. Is that enough, though? But we do have a Wrath ready to go here if we need it. I might pop the Twitching Doll now. That actually might be the best thing to do here, but we'll see. Let's get their Lance. MTG Hillbilly. There's a 6-mana artifact that lets you scry and play something for free in the deck. Oh yeah, I've seen that one. I forgot the name of the card, but I definitely have ideas for so many cards in this set. There's like a lot I want to do. This is kind of like Final Fantasy all over again. You have so much to work with here. Seems a little overwhelming. Okay, there we go. We made a Spider. Okay. Ooh. All right, they're equipping. Okay. They have Trample, so that's going to be annoying. Oh, we lost the Earth Spider. That's fine. We're not dead. So with that, here's how we do this. Bit of offerings. Oh, num. Let's take all their cards, by the way. Okay, this is the red source now. How do we do this here? play the Crippling Fear. Name Spider. So we soften up all their spiders for now. Wait, no. Wait, can we attack? Wait. We can. We can do this. Opponents, do you have an answer? They can only block one creature here. I think we got him. Yeah, sure. Go ahead and block their opponents. It's all good. We got him. We got him. Yes. We did it. All right. We did it on that one. That was a good one. We managed to get through on that one. Victory for us, everybody. We managed to actually beat, what is it? That was actually another spider we didn't add to the deck. I guess I should have added, there's actually quite a few spiders that kind of missed in the deck, but there's reasons why I kind of missed out on them. But we'll talk about that near the end. Okay, so we're almost done, everybody. One final game. Win or lose. Let's see how we can go out. Let's see if we can get at least one quick one here. One more victory. And after this, we'll go over a quick little overview of how today's week did. And then from there, we'll give a sneak peek as to what's to come for future live streams and content. Okay, so I hope this one won't take too long, though, because I realized, oh, maybe I shouldn't have actually done another game here. Wait, hold on. What time do I have right now? Oh, actually, I might have to cut this actually right now. Okay, hold on. Sorry, everybody. I'm actually, oh, geez. What time is it right now? Ooh, actually, yeah, we're going to have to, sorry, guys. I actually might have to cut that here and now. So rather than do one more final game, we're probably actually going to have to cut it here, guys. Again, sorry. I look at the clock and I realize I'm kind of running over my time because I started later than I was anticipating. But that's okay. Let's just we'll just do everything like we normally do. So let's actually just cover the deck as a whole. So that was our spiders deck, everybody. 5-color spiders for Brawl. You tell me in the comments below, what do you think? Would you play the deck in any way, shape, or form? The budget deck is not. It's a little. It's janky. Very janky, but it is fun when you can have it go off. But I think a deck like this is not built for 1v1. We've had moments where we can get some stuff going here, but honestly, I think in my head, I think it would be better off if we probably fix the mana base just a little bit. I think we went a little overboard with the fixing. Maybe too many tap lands. This would probably work better if it was in a full free-for-all regular commander deck, not a 1v1, because you're going to have opponents that are more streamlined for 1v1 gameplay, not for a full table. So keep that in mind. I probably would cut probably half of the fetches we had. I'm sorry. I'd added more fetches to the base deck, and I'd probably upgrade or put in more basics. At least that's probably how I would fix the other one. But if you want to go over the upgraded one, obviously we did a lot better here with the mana base, so this did feel like we could cast things a lot easier. So something to keep in mind. Yes, it's very expensive, but again, if you want to play a deck like this, the mana base is going to be the hardest thing to kind of figure out in at least in Brawl. It's fun. We can definitely do things with it, but I still think we probably could have refined it better. I probably didn't build it ideally, and there are some key spiders that we may have missed for the main deck. But you can mix and match what you want. You can always just go with, again, if you want to do a Scion of the Earth spiders, and you can tweak the spiders however you want. I think if I was to redo this again, I probably would focus on having Scion as more like, again, just your finisher. And rather we would build around one or two themes with spiders. Like if you want to just do spider creature focused, if you want to go with insects, tokens, you can do that with spiders. Modify. A lot of our spiders actually do care about modifying things with +1/+1 counters. So maybe I probably would have tweaked a little bit more to skew to one of those strategies to make this a much more consistent deck. So consistency is probably the biggest weakness of the deck in its current form. So keep that in mind if you actually do want to build this. It's fun, but it's very casual. MTG Hillbilly, if you ever do collab stream, I can join you one day and hop into the Discord and lend you my voice on the stream. Just an idea. Yeah, I'll definitely keep that in mind for the future, MTG Hillbilly. At some point, I'll see what we can try to do. I know it's just kind of tricky because, sadly for me, at least in real life, I have a very inconsistent big boy work schedule. So it's very hard for me to set up anything. Also because, you know how it goes. Life happens. I got to take care of other things where I can. And that's also the reason why I can't stream as long as I'd like to. But I'll definitely keep that in mind. I hope that one day we could try to make it work. So we'll see what we can try to do to look at future stuff down the line. But I appreciate you reaching out for that, as always. I always happy to have your support there. Okay, so again, both links for the decks, the budget one and the non-budget one, will be in the details of the stream in just a few moments once we're done here. Now, before we go, my true fire friends who have stuck around this far into the video will give you a little sneak peek as to what's to come for the next deck text. So, because Avatar does not drop fully until Tuesday, we want to make sure we have something out for you ready to go on Monday morning. So, we'll go back to our Basically series. So, we have an Arabella deck. So, one of my favorite cards from Duskmorn here. I built a whole deck around here. This is, again, our series of decks where you don't have to use a single rare or mythic to build these. These are budget decks that are designed, I guess you could say for Commander, they're bracket 1 decks, but they're great for beginners out there and budget players who do not want to spend a ton of money. So these are all commons and uncommons, so technically it's not a pauper Commander deck. You can make it a pauper Commander deck, but this is, I think, a good baseline if you want to build something just, again, simple, something fun. You can argue this is like kitchen table tier. It still is a fun deck either way. So if you guys want to do that, check that out. The video will drop live Monday morning. Beyond that, I've been trying to tweak a couple of current standard decks to get them ready to convert over to Avatar decks. So we have a bounce deck that I'm looking forward to doing once the Avatar deck comes out. Right now it's Orzhov, but I'm looking to revive Esper Bounce once the Avatar Lessons drop. So that's going to be a deck that we'll be doing in the future. Technically, I also have down the line a Timeless Burn deck, a new version, because we had a lot of cool cards that came to us in the last couple of sets from the Cube set. So we have some cool, sweet cards that definitely can push the limits of what Burn can do at the cheapest level possible. So that's also coming in the future. But otherwise, beyond that, we have another Basically deck down the line. At some point, I'll put it out there. Basically, Slimefoot, another one of my favorite creatures and characters from Magic. So that'll be our Golgari Ultra Budget deck coming down the line. I'm going to see if we can try to make a Red Prison deck work on a budget and timeless. That's a challenge for me, but I'm going to see if we can try to make it work at some point. But otherwise, the remaining decks that we have yet to build yet are mostly just waiting on the Avatar cards coming out. So I'm hopefully looking forward to it just as much as all of you out there. I know the set's going to be great. We're going to have a lot of fun with it. And beyond that, for next year, we'll do our end of year videos once we get to December. So, you know, our look into 2025 as a whole, the good, the bad, the ugly, and what's to come for the future, and what to hope for, but also be prepared for if things kind of go south. But otherwise, that's it for today's stream, everybody. Thank you so much, everybody, to everyone that did show up today and were on the chat with me. So Mrs. Green 2003, thanks again for saying hi and popping in for a little bit there. Neni Rohamani, thanks again also for saying hello. NPC GG123, hopefully it helped you out, give you some ideas of what you want to build for spider decks, and I'll leave those links again that you want. And of course, MTG Hillbilly, Ulysses25, thanks again also for popping into the chat a little bit later on. I appreciate you guys all the same. Even if you didn't say anything and you were watching the chat and just watching the video, thanks again anyway just for keeping your eyes on my stream. I appreciate everybody that was out here today. Okay, so without that, now we're going to be heading out for today, everybody. So have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and we'll be back, of course, on Wednesday for our first live stream for Avatar. I'm looking so much forward to this. Again, I literally have like sheets and scrap paper next to me that I'm just compiling together deck ideas as I'm going. But again, one more time, everybody, have a wonderful day. But before we go, as always, I like to remind you, of course, of the most important thing that you always never need to forget. Just remember that no matter what you do play in the game of life, always be sure to bird bright. See you on Wednesday for Avatar. Later.